Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rudi and thank you so much for being here. Today we are gonna do a little get ready with me chit chat because I feel like I haven't gotten a chance to talk to my YouTube family just about all of the drama and stuff that is happening in the beauty community right now and in the industry, whether it's the Dubai trip with Tarte or this mascara situation with Michaela or the de-influencing trend that's going around. I just thought that we could kind of talk about it from a creator's perspective and talk about some of the things that, that are just happening around us. As someone who consumes beauty content, I thought you would also be interested in that. So that is what we're doing today. I'm actually going to dinner tonight with my husband and our friend Manny in a couple hours. So this is gonna be the makeup for dinner tonight. I can't decide what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna do like a mix of some new stuff. Like I wanna try on the new Tower 28 lip products so we can do that together, as well as one of the new Merit Beauty blushes. I do have all 4 of the new shades there, and then some older stuff that I like to use all the time. So if that sounds interesting to you and you are new here, I would love to have you subscribe. We talk about skincare, makeup, hair care, body care, hauls. We talk about industry chats. We do vlogs, and I would love to have you subscribe. I kind of have a lot of new video ideas that are swirling around. I went to Target the other day. I wanted to do a Target haul with you guys because I got some new really good clothes, including what I'm wearing right now, and some new makeup from Target because my Target got an Ulta in it. And I wanted to do another drugstore haul slash try on slash review. I got a bunch of new stuff, which I'll probably use some of it in this video, but we'll see. TBD, I don't know. And I'm also looking at my hair and I'm like, should I cut it more? Like, I kind of want to cut it more. Am I crazy? My husband's gonna see this and be like, stop. I think I just want a more blunt cut. So I have my hair appointment coming up soon. Anyways, I wanted to say I was gonna start off with this product, which is from Pacifica. This was something I picked up recently. It's the Kind Glaze, and it says it's a dewy glow layer. So immediately I was like, that sounds amazing. But I won't be using this because, for one, I put it on the back of my hand. It's nearly impossible to get out, which I don't like, but whatever. It kind of looks like the Say Glowy Super Gel when you first kind of look at it, but then when you actually blend it in, it's much thicker. It's more like a lotion. It has absolutely no glow to it, and it smells rotten. It smells, I don't know what that smell is, but I know there's perfume in this product, and they didn't pick the right one, sweetie. Ugh, it smells like old oatmeal or something. So I'm literally gonna immediately put this in my fails basket because I really wanted to like this as an alternative to the Say Glowy Super Gel, but ain't no way I'm putting this on my face. There's literally no glow and it smells like oatmeal. Pass. I don't think so, sweetie. So I think I'm just gonna, actually use the Glowy Super Gel because clearly we can't find anything better out here. So I know that a lot of you are not on TikTok, which is why I love making videos on YouTube, because it feels like it's actually an audience that is seeing things for me for the first time, whereas on TikTok, it's like everybody's doing the same thing. And obviously I'm doing that over there as well. But if you don't know, I think let's start by talking about, I'm trying to think of what to start with because there's just like so much going on. I feel like let's start with the Tarte trip and then we'll go into what's been going on recently because I feel like they're all connected. So if you don't know, Tarte, the makeup brand Tarte, has been taking influencers on huge brand trips for literally years. Like, I have been watching beauty YouTube since I was like 10 years old. And they have been doing it since you could be doing it. If you don't remember, it's been called Trippin' with Tarte, and they used to take people like Manny MUA, Laura Lee, Nikki Tutorials, Jeffree Star, the big ones of the time. I think the biggest trip they did outside of what we're about to talk about is they went to Bora Bora. And Bora Bora is so fucking expensive. They got them like their own huts. It's crazy. Like and I only know this because when you start looking into honeymoon stuff and you're looking at all these places, you remember like the most expensive ones that you looked at, and Bora Bora was by far the most expensive. So definitely they've been doing this forever. And I think that because of the pandemic and because of the shift from a ton of YouTube beauty influencers to everybody going to TikTok through the pandemic, everybody starting to buy less over the pandemic, and now the resurgence of the beauty influencer on TikTok rather than on YouTube. When brands are taking brand trips with people, a lot of people are like, I don't even, what is this? I can't believe they're taking them to Dubai. Tarte took 25 influencers plus one, so 50 people to Dubai for 3 days. This is the opposite of a drugstore foundation, but I've really been liking this. I also bought this recently, so I haven't really gotten a chance to talk about it with you guys, but this is the Pat McGrath Labs foundation. It's the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection foundation. I really like this. It's super thin, it's really lightweight, and it's just like really innovative. I like it a lot. So we'll have to do a review on it if you're interested, but it's also crazy expensive. So anyways, they took a group of girls only to Dubai for like 3 days. Where do I even begin? They took some really big makeup creators, but they also took like Alex Earl, who is a college girl who just does Get Ready With Me's in her bedroom. They took a few like bigger TikTokers like Meredith Duxbury. Those were like the big ones for sure. And no boys in makeup. I didn't see anyone plus sized in the group, and I didn't see too many non-white people or women for that matter. Like it was pretty white. If you look at that final picture of all of them out on their dune buggies, it's a lot of look at all those chickens vibes. So that was one part of it. I feel like there was a lot of drama with the trip because of multiple reasons. One, everyone was shocked because they were like, excuse me, how are you affording this trip to Dubai? Like, this seems so over the top. This seems very excessive. And how is that going to get you any money in the long run? And then, so that was one part of it. The other part of it was, why didn't you invite Black creators, plus size creators, or men? And then the other part of it was like, why did you go to Dubai? Because a lot of people have a lot of opinions about Dubai, but also just like the Middle East in general and some of the, cultural norms in the UAE. Not that Dubai isn't forward thinking with their culture more than other countries out there, but there's just a lot. And so these were the kind of the pillars of what everyone was having issues with, not being able to understand how they were affording this trip. And here's my take on it. Also for concealer, we're going to use this new Flower Beauty concealer. It is the Get Real Serum Concealer. I've only worn this once. I don't know exactly how I feel about it yet because I felt that it was a little bit drying under the eyes, but it has more coverage than I usually go for, which I like for evenings. So we're gonna try it again. So my opinion on the matter is that I have no problem with brand trips. Obviously, you guys have seen me go on brand trips before. I'm all about it. I'm like, you know what? It's a perk of the job. I enjoy seeing that content personally, but I only enjoy seeing it when I know that it's a group of people that accurately represent the beauty community and not just a bunch of white girls. And that just is, they really missed the mark on that in my opinion. I hated the fact that every single video was essentially the same of like, look at my Ritz-Carlton room. Like the girls barely even wore the damn makeup that they were given on the trip. To me, I was not as interested in it as I used to be with YouTube brand trip content because it was like long vlogs. It was funny. You got to meet everybody on the trip. It wasn't just like showing off your wealth vibes. So here is with the concealer on and without. Obviously, I think it's a huge difference and I don't feel like this needs to be set. I would say this either is better for dry skin or would work very well if you didn't want to use a powder and you just wanted a little bit more coverage. I don't know how you would love it if you had super dry under eyes without sort of priming that area first, but it is pretty and I like the coverage on it a lot. I also think that it's a good one to use in other places on the face. And the last thing I'll say about it is it kind of does have an interesting doe foot. I've never seen this kind of doe foot before that's like sort of angled like this but still has pretty good surface area, so I kind of like that. I don't know if it was a miss for Tarte because at the end of the day I don't know that it matters because they were talked about for 48 hours straight and they're clearly doing just fine. I think it may have changed some people's opinion on the brand. The generation below me, Gen Z, they are smart. They are forward thinking, which we'll get into with this mascara gate situation. They have opinions and they're not afraid to share them. They don't just like go with whatever is happening. They're disruptors. And so where people maybe had their feathers ruffled in the past about these types of things and didn't say anything, like these kids are speaking up for what they believe in, and I think that's awesome. I think brand trips will continue to happen. I want to know what your opinion on the Dubai trip is in the comments. Honestly, to me, it wasn't so much of a shock because again, like I've been seeing this for years, but for a lot of people online, they were shaken by this trip, and I'm like, girl, so much goes into this. It's like a huge part of their marketing budget, and they love to do it. Tarte especially loves to do it. So I want to know what you guys think about it. I don't think it's going to stop brand trips anytime soon. And honestly, they got so much free publicity out of that. Not free, but you know what I'm trying to say. Okay, I feel like I can talk about this because my community kind of knows about it, and it's something that's launching soon. So I'm just going to give you a little sneak peek because if you're not following me on Instagram, you're gonna wish you were. It's at the Rudi Berry on Instagram. So Tower 28 actually invited 25 people from my community on Instagram to join them in getting the launch of their next product early and to learn about the product. And I have it. This is their new Sculptino. This is their soft contour cream. And I have mine in the shade Getty. This is essentially their bronzer without the shimmer. You can see I've already used it, but let me show you their bronzer. It's in the same packaging as their bronzer, but again, this one has, this is their typical bronzino. I have mine in shade West Coast. It has a shimmery finish to it, and then this is the Sculptino. That is a little bit cooler, and it is a matte finish, or natural because it's cream. But I have been using it as a bronzer, and I freaking love it. You can use it however you want. Like, that is the beauty of makeup. If you wanted to strictly contour with it, you absolutely could. I've been using it kind of as both, and then I may go in with like more of a bronzer to go all over the face, but I'm gonna use it today because I feel like I already talked about it on my Instagram, so it can't be that much of a surprise. And I'm just gonna use this giant ass brush because I want to use this all over my face. So as I said with Gen Z, like I think that they are really leading the charge in saying like we're not stupid, we have opinions, and we are going to be the next generation that has money. So you better start treating us like it and not like kids. And so recently on TikTok, which we could do an entire video on TikTok and how TikTok is really such a powerhouse for purchasing right now. Like TikTok runs the trends, it runs advertising, it runs what everybody is doing right now. And you know, that's why I am on TikTok, but also it can be very dangerous because influencers can go from being a nobody to having 1 million followers and getting thrown money from brands and not knowing what to do with it, which we'll talk about that in a second. It's turned into this platform where it's like, buy this, buy this, buy this, buy this. And I am totally guilty of that, which is why I have started a series over there and on my Instagram called Shop My Stash, where I take a product that I, was viral once in a lifetime ago, and I bring it back out and show why you should pull that out of your collection, and you don't need necessarily a new thing. You can use something that you have in your collection. So I'm gonna be doing those here on YouTube where we shop my stash together and just do like a full look of products that I've already talked about in the past. So if you bought them, we can use them together. The trend of de-influencing is going viral right now on TikTok. By the way, this is just absolutely gorgeous, is it not? I love it so much. I feel like I could just keep adding more forever, but I prefer a more mattified, not matte, but like natural looking bronzer over a shimmery bronzer. So this is like something I would have loved to have, and now it's here and I love it. I'm so excited. I think you guys are gonna die for it, especially if you were like me and you didn't like, you don't like as much shimmer in your products. So like I said, this trend of de-influencing is going on, and I'm here for it, and I have a couple feelings about it. One, I don't think that influencing is ever gonna go away, ever. There may be ebbs and flows of where the influencing is happening, how it's happening, and what it looks like, but I think people are always going to be looking for authentic reviews and a way to connect with someone like this. You know what I mean? Sorry, I just had to light this new candle that I got from the new Savant, which is Ingrid Nielsen's brand. And it is so good. It's called Dream Girl, and it's like dark cherries, Coca-Cola, rose petals, tobacco, and leather. It's supposed to smell like young queer love, and I just loved that, and it smells so freaking good. Oh my God. Best one she's made so far. Anyways, influencing went from YouTube to TikTok who knows where it's gonna go next or what it's gonna look like, but I don't think it's ever gonna go away. I know me as a consumer want to learn more about products before I buy them in all aspects of life, not just with makeup. I like looking up stuff about, like, before I buy an appliance, I wanna look up a lifestyle creator who's tried it and see if she likes the espresso machine I'm about to buy. You know what I mean? Like, we're all looking for authentic reviews of whatever it is that we want to invest our money in. Before we go into with a blush, I'm going to use a highlighter. I have two that I'm kind of between right now because I don't know if I've talked about these here yet. I don't think I have, and I already used a Flower Beauty product, so I'm going to skip this one. However, this is their Spotlight liquid highlighter that is literally a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Spotlight highlighter, like legitimately identical, same packaging and everything. So I'm gonna use this one. These are new from Mob Beauty, and Mob Beauty is a independent brand that is run by the ex-creator of a lot of MAC products and the ex-founder of Cover FX. So their stuff is really good. I feel like they're the future of makeup. Like, their packaging is recyclable and the external packaging is compostable. Everything is refillable, and they have their own lab for their own formulations, which I think is so cool. So anyways, these are their new highlighter balms, and they are so They are so, so, so good. So I'm just gonna apply a little bit of these because I think I'm gonna end up using the Merit blush today because I feel like I know you guys are gonna be interested in what those look like. So I don't wanna go too overboard with the glow because you know the Merit blushes already have that glow to them. And I'm gonna be using the shade M98 today, which is like a champagne. And I'm just gonna put that on the high points of my face, my nose, all that jazz. So anyways, back to the point. I have been seeing videos of people, like everyday people, being like, here, I'm here to de-influence you. Don't buy the Dyson Airwrap. Don't buy the Olaplex. Don't buy this, don't buy that, with like no reason behind it, just to say to not buy something. And I get that you are just saying like, stop spending your money on popular things, but also not giving any particular reason as to why you think you shouldn't be buying something, to me is not helpful at all. Like, don't buy the Dyson Airwrap. Okay, but I really want it, so why not? Oh, I don't know, you shouldn't. Obviously, I'm coming from a perspective of someone who does this as my job, but to me, it's like, the reason I do reviews is not to try and get people to buy things, because at the end of the day, like, I'm not really getting anything out of if you buy something or not, especially on TikTok. On TikTok, I have no way to know if someone is buying something from my recommendation because I have no links over there. So I don't really care if you buy it or not. I want you to be informed before you buy something so that you can spend your money wisely. So I do think there is a difference between influencing to sell and influencing to inform. And I try and sit somewhere in the middle where obviously I want you to like the things that you buy from my recommendation, but I also don't want to tell you you need every single thing. There's a fine line between those two things. I get why people are feeling that way. I will definitely be shopping my stash. Also, as we head into this recession, like, I don't want to spend a ton on makeup either. I'm going to be trying to dive into more drugstore reviews as well. A lot of people are losing their jobs. A lot of people are struggling right now, and beauty is a way to feel better about yourself and to feel like you're having fun for a moment's time. And so if I can help you in that way by offering drugstore or affordable options for you, I'm gonna do that. So just know, going into this next year, I see you, I understand where you're at. Obviously we're all going through it in some way, and we're still gonna have fun together. So just know that. Also, I have no plans to stop influencing or creating just because people are saying that that's the trend. If people want to watch me, they can watch. If they don't, they don't. But I'ma stay. I'm gonna be here, baby, on this app. This very app. Okay, going into blush, I did get all 4 of the new shades of the Merit Flush Bombs. I'm always dropping shit. Okay, so let me tell you the story about these Flush Bombs. So when I got these, I was so excited. I was like, holy shit, new Flush Bombs. I love the Flush Bomb formula, but I never really connected with any one of the colors in particular. And so when I saw these, I was like, man, these colors are perfect. They're right up my alley. I freaking love them. So I swatched them all. And then people were like, can you swatch these next to other ones so I can see them like in comparison to what they look like? I swatched them next to other shades that I thought were similar, and yeah, I'm gonna post the pictures of each one on the screen so that you can see the different options of the shade names, what's new and what's old. So if you have one of the old ones, you maybe won't buy one of the new ones. Essentially, the berries are all giving berry and the pinks are giving pinks. The most difference in the shades are definitely the terracottas and the browns. I think if you are going to buy one, and you already own some of the other ones, I would say buy one of the new terracotta shades. So that's what I felt was missing from the line. So when I got the mini set with Mars, which was like a terracotta brown, I really loved it. So the two new shades that I would recommend are either Persimmon or Fox. Fox is my current favorite because it is like that terracotta-y color and it just looks absolutely sun-kissed and beautiful. So that is what I'm gonna wear today. I love it. I think it's gorgeous and it is something different in the line, whereas I feel like the other two, the berry and the pink, which are Après and Stockholm, kind of look similar to what they already have. So anyways, I'm actually gonna use a brush and then apply. You could do this, but I already have this beautiful base. Like, let's not mess it up. Let's start talking about the big kahuna in the room, which is Mascara Gate. And maybe you don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe you do. Maybe you have a lot of opinions on it. Maybe you don't. So let's talk about it. So there is a new mascara from L'Oreal, which I have a review on and I've used many times on this channel, which is the Telescopic Lift Mascara from L'Oreal. I really like it. I like it a lot. It's a good mascara. And they hired a ton, L'Oreal hired a ton of influencers for this campaign. Like everybody you can think of, except for me, they hired for this campaign on TikTok, and it was like huge. And the biggest beauty YouTuber on TikTok, her name is Michaela. Michaela Nogueira, and you've probably seen her. She has like a super strong Massachusetts accent. She is pretty much a reviewer only. Like every single video she's reviewing a new product and really only talks about what's new and what's next. I think she has 14 million followers on TikTok, which is nuts. Okay, that is insane. I'm actually going to use a new brow product. This is from a brand new brand called KS & Co. And it's just this micro feathering brow pen. I've been wanting to fill in my brows since I plucked my tail off. So I'm just gonna do my brows really quick while we talk about this. So anyways, they hired all these people to do this campaign, and a lot of them posted kind of like on the same day. And Michaela posted and said like, essentially it was the best mascara she'd ever tried. She didn't think anyone could compete with this mascara. She puts on one coat of mascara and her lashes look really good. And then she kind of puts on a second coat off camera and comes back and fully has a half lash of an Ardell Demi Wispy on her lashes. And she's like, I don't think anyone can compete with this mascara. Look at these results. And fully there is a half lash on there. And it's like, girl, we can see the lash band. Like literally we can see the lash. So this caused an insane eruption on everything. You've probably seen something about it somewhere. If it's not here, it's on the freaking national news. I have a lot of thoughts on it, but I do think that it is really, really, really upsetting. At the end of the day, it's super upsetting. So I'm gonna talk about it from a few different perspectives. Let's talk about it first from Michaela's perspective. She has a lot of followers, and I'm pretty sure that she feels this insane pressure to be the best and to have the best videos and to make everything single video seem like you have to have this, because that's what her whole shtick is like making sure people feel like something needs to be bought right now. And she's very good at it. And so I think she felt this insane pressure knowing there was going to be a bunch of other influencers on this campaign, and felt like, well, my lashes don't look as good as theirs, so I'm going to add in a fake lash and no one's going to notice because I'm Michaela. And, you know, that's where she was wrong, because we're all makeup obsessed and we're also not stupid. We can see the lash. So from her perspective, I do understand that she has a ton of pressure on her, and like I can't imagine what that must feel like, and I would never ever wish that upon myself. Like, no thank you, I do not want that many followers ever in my entire life. Next, I'm going to go in with my Kosas Air Brow, which thank God I got a backup of my shade Auburn. This is the best eyebrow gel ever. Okay, so that's, you know, the Michaela perspective. But then I think about L'Oreal. L'Oreal, what are you doing? You know you had to see that video, which like if you guys don't know, a brand has to approve a video before it can go live. Very rarely, if ever, does a brand say, yeah, post whatever you want whenever you want. No, it's like a whole rollout. It's like they get to see it weeks before. They give you an exact date that they want you to post. Everything is approved, yada, yada. So they saw it and they let it slide and they didn't say anything. What the hell? That really bothers me because they straight up let someone lie and they approved it. So that's another issue I have. Oh, did I also mention that Michaela in the comments was telling people, no, it's not a false lash. It's just a couple coats of mascara. So she really doubled down on the lie in the comment section, which is just a mess, a real mess. And so, you know, we've got Michaela, we've got L'Oreal, and now we're at this point where everyone in the world is deciding that they cannot trust her and they cannot trust any makeup influencers because of this scenario. And like, can I blame them? No, but it really, really sucks that this is what has happened. And the reason that I'm upset beyond all of these other ethical issues is that now all of the work that a lot of us smaller creators do to gain, you know, like an audience that trusts us is just blown out the window because one person who seemingly represents everyone has made a major, major error in judgment and has chosen to lie to everyone. And now that reflects poorly on me sitting here doing my makeup with you. Really hate that that's the way it is, but it just is. And I think what is bothering me the most now post this being live, which by the way, Michaela has not addressed this subject at all. She has not said anything. The video is still up and she has not addressed it. Now people are coming out and saying, who cares? What are you gonna do? Throw her in jail? This is not a big deal. Why are you guys acting like this is a big deal? Because it is. If you ask me, lying to your audience and wearing a false lash and then doubling down on the lie is a really big deal, because not only are you breaking trust with a lot of your followers and the people in this community, but you are assuming that your followers are literal idiots that can't see when you're lying, and you think that you can get away with anything because you have enough followers and you make enough money. And I really, really dislike that. It is a big deal because people are spending their hard-earned money on these products, and they are not getting the result that they were promised by a lot of these people because of the filters and the lies and the lashes and whatever the hell else, because they do this or do that and they don't disclose this. Like, the lying and the deceiving has got to stop, because if you give an actual one shit about the people on the other side of the screen, you would know that they're trusting you enough to invest their money in something that you have recommended. And to me, that means something as someone who once was a pure consumer and not a creator. It's just so infuriating to me that people would say, why isn't this a big deal? It's also a huge deal for me personally because, again, like I said, this is my job. I love this job. And the fact that I think about, you know, oh, this could just all go away in the blink of an eye because someone else might be lying and it could ruin the industry that I've worked so hard to be in, really sucks. It really, really sucks. So I have been feeling really upset about this whole situation. And I would love to hear what you guys think about it, because I have also seen comments of people being like, well, it's people's fault if they are going to trust an influencer and buy it. It's their fault. Make it make sense. Let's go in with the mascara. This is the Better Than Sex mascara from Too Faced, which, by the way, I did use a little bit of powder just now when I was ranting. This is the Kosas Cloud Set powder, because this is not a tubing mascara, and so I just want to make sure I have a little bit of powder there before I go in with this mascara. I haven't used this mascara in so long. One, because I just don't really buy from Too Faced very much, but also because this is a very chunky wand that holds a lot of product and it gets clumpy very easily. But I have not seen a mascara come out in this kind of chocolatey brown in a very long time, and I was interested. I actually picked up another one from Blink because people were telling me that this is like the original tubing mascara. It literally says it on the side of the bottle, the original tubing mascara. And I was like, well, I'm gonna have to try that. But this is supposed to be brown, and it's more like a gray. So again, like, I am really interested in this chocolatey color for the lashes. So let's just pop some on. I also did get a lash lift the other day, so I don't even need that much. I'm just gonna do like one tiny coat to get some color on them. So anyways, I don't want to have to tell you this about me because you already know, and I hope you already know it's true, that I don't lie to you. I would never lie to you, and I would never do it for a check. Like, if you guys only knew how much shit I said no to in my inbox every week, that is like mostly what I do, is say no. And I do want to share sort of when I do accept a sponsorship, what that looks like on my end. So basically, I get an offer to possibly work with a brand. My manager sends it to me. If it's a skincare brand and I'm actually interested in the product, I tell them at least 2 weeks. It depends on the type of product. If it's retinol, it's more. You know, it depends on what I'm using to get results before I even accept the sponsorship. Then, once you accept the sponsorship, you get a creative brief from that brand. And you follow that, and you share your authentic experience, and then you agree on a posting date and you post. That is really how it goes. But like I said, I don't accept 99% of the offers I get in my inbox because they don't make sense. You guys would be so confused if I was like taking some of these and they're not products I've used or talked about in the past or brands I even care about. So I'm just very particular about that. And sometimes I will test a product and I will think that, this is happening to me right now, and I'll think that I'm gonna move forward with the sponsorship, and I test it and I don't like it, and I say, nope, I'm not doing it. So that's one part of it that I wanted to share. The other part is the actual disclosure of being paid and partnerships online. By the way, here's that mascara. Again, I have a lash lift, so those results are from my lash lift. I didn't curl these, but I do like that color. It's super cute and natural. I love that a lot. I think I'm gonna put a little bit of this blush on top. This is also new. This is the Essence Pure Nude Baked Blush. And these are new. This is in the shade Rosy Rosewood. Again, I'll probably do a video on these later, all of this newer stuff that we've talked about, just so I can do a roundup for you, but these are really pretty. They're like a baked formula, and they are kind of pigmented, so I like to use a fluffier brush. And they do add like a tiny bit of mattifying look to the cheeks just because they are powder, but they have that like ethereal glow to them, kind of like an Hourglass product, or like the Pure Nude Glow, which I love, their highlighter. It's kind of similar to that. So I knew these were gonna be good, and they are. Super impressed, and I just wanted a little bit more of a pink moment. So when you have a sponsorship online, there are a few ways that you can go about disclosing it, but every brand kind of gives you their own spiel that they want you to follow, and you kind of just hope that the FTC guidelines are included in there, and if not, I will do it myself. So basically, I try and be as crystal clear with my sponsorships as I can, so that over time you guys realize that when I'm talking about something and it's paid, you're still like, oh, well, she's talking about it, it's paid, she's not trying to hide it, which means she's being honest with us 2 ways. One, by telling us that she's being paid for it, but also she likes it enough that she is proud to be sponsored by this company. That's how I feel. Whereas like if you try and hide it by doing like no disclosure or hiding it behind a sticker or something like that, to me, that seems like, okay, so you don't actually like it then, and that's why you're trying to hide it. There is a little bit of truth to the fact that when you post an ad, it tends to get less engagement, less likes, less saves than usual content because most people assume you're lying all the time. So that is something you have to get over as a creator, being like, yeah, this ad's probably not gonna do as well because people don't trust ads in general, but let me try and foster a community of people who do understand that when I post an ad, I'm being honest, and then they'll see it as, oh, look at her, good for her, she's getting paid for something that she's talked about and she likes, let me support her. That's what I want. It's a hard thing to do, but I'm working towards that, and I hope that you guys feel that way on YouTube. I obviously don't do a ton of sponsored YouTube content, but when I do, I always have the tag that says paid partnership at the top. I always disclose it in my caption and verbally. So, I hate that I have to do this, but it's just what's going on right now, and I want you to know that I'm not lying to you, and I never would. Okay, let's dive back into a little bit of makeup and try on these colors from Tower 28. This video is gonna be really long. I wanna know how you guys feel about like a 40-minute, 50-minute video, because my get ready with me's could be that long easily when we have a lot of topics to talk about, but I don't know what a good timeline is for videos, like if you would prefer it to be 20 minutes or if you kind of like a longer video, because I love longer videos. You know, I get it. If you're like, okay, you've been talking for a long time, maybe you should shut up. Just tell me. Okay, so these are the new Tower 28 Juice Balms. If you might recognize this packaging, it's because the original one was in a set from last winter, I think, where they were going to drop this product, and because they put it in that kit, they actually got a lot of feedback from people that it was really melty. This is the original. It was really melty, and it was melting in their purse, and it was just like so messy and it wasn't working. So they went back to the drawing board and redid the formula and came out with it recently. Comes in 4 shades. They look exactly like the colors here. So I'm just gonna swatch them all for you really quickly. I'm probably not gonna talk too much about the colors because that will take us forever, but we can talk a little bit about the formula. So we're gonna start with Mix, and Valentina, my editor, feel free to put some music in here for the people. Okay, here we go. This pink one today, which I never thought I would be picking that one for this look, but I'm kind of feeling cute and pink today. Those last two have way more pigment than I was expecting. What do you guys think? Okay, also I want to talk about the original formula versus these a little bit. I really don't know if it matters since you probably haven't tried the original formula and they're not gonna make it anymore, but these are much thinner and more slippy than the original formula. The original formula was more like a lipstick, and it was like very thick and like it literally was like a melted lipstick, which hence why, you know, it was causing issues for people. So it had a bit more pigment and it was more juicy on the lips, whereas the new formula, you can see, is truly a tinted balm and less of a full coverage lipstick sort of feel. I will say I prefer the, I don't want to say the formula, but like the feel on the lips of the old one because it felt like it had more hydrating and moisturization to it than these. These feel more like a topper, like maybe a little bit less moisturizing than a chapstick actually. So I do like the colors a lot and I think these are super easy to put on, but I actually find that the original formula, it really was nice. I just think that the packaging for it wasn't right. Like I think it should have been in a click up like one of these and it would be literally perfect. Do I recommend them? I don't know, I need a little bit more time with them. This is literally the first time I'm putting it on to see how they feel, how they wear. They do feel nice, but again, they don't feel super moisturizing like I was hoping they would. So we shall see, but it's definitely gonna be the year of Tower 28. I feel like they're gonna drop a lot of stuff this year and I'm really excited. So we did just like a nice, light, minimal look, like I always do, for dinner tonight, but I feel like from everything I tried, this like foundation routine was stunning. I haven't worn the Say Glowy Super Gel in a while, so I need to be wearing that way more often. It wore so beautifully with the Pat McGrath. I think that's a really good combination. The concealer looks pretty good as well. I'm gonna keep an eye on that. I have a ton more lip products to talk about with you guys. I might just have to do an entire lip video because I want to talk about these new lips from Wet n Wild and also these little clicky pens from Flower Beauty. Like, there's just a lot of new stuff at Ulta right now that I think you guys would be interested in. So I'll probably do that soon after our next favorites and fails video. But I hope that this was fun for you. I loved filming this. I could continue talking to you guys for like another hour, but I digress. So I will see you guys in the next video really soon, and I love you.